In today's video, we're going to be talking about a recent rumor that has the OKC Thunder going out and signing Patrick Williams this offseason. We're going to be talking about what this would mean for the Chicago Bulls, what this would mean for the OKC Thunder. This is your host, Rico Greenhowe, and before we jump into it, wanted to let you guys know that 76.1% of you guys that watch the videos are not subscribed to the channel, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with the latest news and happenings around your Chicago Bulls. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the video today, which is Patrick Williams to OKC. All right, guys, so there's a recent rumor out there that the OKC Thunder might be interested in picking up our very own Patrick Williams here. And obviously, there's a lot of stuff swirling around Patrick Williams at this point in time. And it's, are we going to sign him? Are we going to let him go ahead and walk? What are we going to do here? But, you know, the one thing about this with OKC, just starting with their position, if OKC is looking to get this guy, I mean, that shows me that they believe that there's some real potential in Patrick Williams, even though I think what we've saw thus far as Chicago Bulls fans have been up and down. But I mean, I can see where Sam Presti might be coming in to go ahead and grab Patrick Williams. Maybe he's thinking that, you know, he wants to add a bigger small forward to the lineup. I know that they already have, I believe, Lou Dort out there that starts at the small forward, you know, to go along with Williams. And then he's also got Shea Gillis out there and Chad Holmgren. So, I mean, I think that lineup alone, it's going to be tough, especially if Patrick Williams is going to get to his potential. So from OKC's side, I see where they're going with this. With the Chicago Bulls, this is where it becomes interesting for us because we picked this guy number 4. All right. And the one thing that I've always said about the Patrick Williams draft pick here is that he was just a sixth man of the year when he was playing out of Florida State there. So he wasn't even a starter on his own college team at that point in time. Now, he was very good coming off the bench, but he hasn't necessarily shown that he was a legit starter, you know, in college. And so I had questions coming in, and I get it, you know, with the height and with the fact that you look at him defensively, he compares a lot to that. And I mean, you know, look, some nights, man, he looks like he could be on a Kawhi Leonard kind of level. And then other nights you just wonder, you know, what the Bulls were thinking when they got him 4th overall. And this is going to be a tough situation, guys. I mean, just looking right here at the stats and just looking at what he's done over the first 3 seasons here, 4 seasons with us. You know, he came in, he was 19 years old. So, I mean, we should definitely look at that. He's going to be 22, or he's 22 now. Did go up to 10 points a game. But look at the amount of games played, guys. I mean, the 21-22 season, very scary with the 17, and then he just played 43 with us. The year before, he did have 82. In his first year, he had 71. You know, the one thing that is a bit discouraging for me with Patrick Williams is that he's at a career best 4.2 rebounds a game. And I'm just like, at that height, I'd expect that he was going to be a lot more better of a rebounder. So I think that that's been a bit of a disappointment for me. And then the 3-point percentage, I mean, it was looking good, you know, in year 2, but then he kind of declined once he got down here in year 3 and 4. So look, I get it. We haven't used the guy necessarily in his natural position. I think you could argue that as well. But this is going to be a tough decision, man, because you know, I think his qualifying offer, if I'm not mistaken, is right around like 13 million, I want to say, something like that. And I think at max, he's probably going to be worth like 15 to 20 million. And I think that he's wanting more than 20 million a year. And that's where it gets a bit interesting for me, because I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm willing to pay him more than that. For, you know, just so much he's just so unproven at this point in time. And so, you know, the Bulls really, they're probably best suited by going ahead and signing him, seeing what they can do within the year, and then going ahead and using him as a trade asset. Like, I think that that's probably going to be the best case scenario. And I think for Chicago's terms, it probably puts them in a situation where they're not reactive. I've said this several times on the channel. I think that as a franchise, because we've signed some really bad deals like we've done with Lavine and everything else, we've become a team that is very reactive now, to what our players are doing. And the team doesn't have too much control over this stuff because of the contracts being so bad. So I think, look, if Patrick Williams doesn't work out with us, at least we go ahead and sign him, and at least we can go out here and we can possibly get, another trade asset here. And this kind of, it goes hand in hand with what's going to go on in the draft as well. And, one guy that comes to mind that reminds me a little bit of Patrick Williams, even though he's not, it has to be this guy, Cody Williams, right? And so this is why I'm not necessarily sold on Cody Williams, because he's so raw. And I think that that's what it reminds me a lot of what I see in Patrick Williams. And I get it. I mean, he's got a brother who's played in the league and has been very successful with OKC. But when you look at the numbers, look at that. 11 points a game and 3 rebounds. I just brought up Patrick Williams' stats, and he's averaging 10 and 4 rebounds a game. So they're very similar there. And then you're looking at Cody Williams, a guy that would need to get strength. Patrick Williams already has that strength, but, will he be able to put it all together? And so that's what I'm talking about with the Chicago Bulls. Even with the draft picks that we're looking at, it just makes me think, guys, that we might be ready to go around the patented merry-go-round. Anyhow, guys, I mean, are we going around the merry-go-round with this one? Let me know in the comments, guys. Do you think that we should go ahead and retain Patrick Williams' services? Do you think that we should pay him over $20 million a year for that? Do you feel like if we let some people go and we allow Patrick Williams now to naturally start at the 3 position, this alludes a little bit to that trade that I was talking about on the last video, that if we were to get maybe a natural 4, we could slide DeRozan back to the 2 and put him at the 3. Like, do you guys feel like he's better served at the natural position? And lastly, guys, do you guys feel like guys that we've been looking at, like a Cody Williams, maybe that is the same type of player as a Patrick Williams that we already have? Anyhow, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Another episode of Bulls Digest. This is Rico Greenhowe, your host. And even though we have no idea what we are going to do with our former draft pick at number 4, and we have no clue what we're going to do in this upcoming draft, I'm still saying go Bulls, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, 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 peace.